The unsettling cackle echoes, a sound not of joy, but of pure, unadulterated chaos. A figure emerges from the shadows, not a ninja, not a sorcerer, but a clown. Yet this is no ordinary clown. He twirls a crowbar, his grin impossibly wide, his eyes glinting with a malicious mirth that sends a shiver down your spine, even as you can't help but be morbidly fascinated. This was the introduction of the Joker into the brutal, hyper-violent arena of Mortal Kombat 11, a decision that, on paper, might have seemed outlandish, but in practice became one of the most inspired and chilling character additions in the game's history. For years, the Joker has been a cornerstone of DC Comics, an iconic villain whose brand of madness is legendary. We've seen him in comics, animated series, films, and countless video games. But there was always, perhaps, an invisible leash, a certain restraint that comes with being part of a mainstream, often family-friendly superhero universe. Even in mature-rated Batman games, there was a line that couldn't quite be crossed. The full, unhinged depth of his sadism, his twisted delight in pain and suffering, often had to be implied, danced around, or simply alluded to. Then came Mortal Kombat 11, a world where blood splatters freely, where bones shatter with sickening realism, and where the most grotesque acts of violence are not just permissible, but celebrated as a core part of the gameplay. When the announcement came that the Joker would be joining the roster as a guest character, a quiet curiosity settled in. How would NetherRealm Studios, known for their unflinching portrayal of brutality, interpret a character whose most potent weapons are often psychological? The answer, as it turned out, was with an unnerving brilliance that allowed the Joker to finally shed any remaining chains. His fighting style in MK11 is a masterclass in controlled chaos, a terrifying ballet of comical gags interwoven with genuinely stomach-churning violence. He moves with a limber, almost sprightly energy, punctuated by jarring shifts into pure, unadulterated cruelty. He's not a trained martial artist, not a master of a specific fighting discipline. Instead, his combat is a reflection of his broken mind, unpredictable, theatrical, and utterly merciless. Consider his move threat. Yes, the classic crowbar is there, used not with finesse, but with raw, blunt force, each swing carrying the weight of pure malice. Then there's the bang flag gun, a quintessential Joker prop. But in MK11, the humor of the prop is subverted. Sometimes it's just a flag, eliciting a dismissive laugh. Other times, however, it's a very real firearm, delivering a point-blank shot that rips through an opponent with shocking force, a horrifying punchline to a dark joke. This unpredictability is key to his character. You never truly know what's coming, and that uncertainty is a weapon in itself. He even summons a boxing glove on a spring from his sleeve, a classic cartoon gag, but here it connects with bone-jarring impact. But it's in his fatalities that the true unfiltered essence of MK11 is laid bare. These are the finishing moves that Mortal Kombat is infamous for, designed to be over-the-top, gory spectacles. For the Joker, they are not just violent, but deeply psychologically disturbing. One particularly infamous fatality involves a puppet of Batman, a crude, almost childlike rendition of his archenemy, used by the Joker in a morbid play to deliver the final, devastating blow to his opponent. It's an act so deeply twisted, so indicative of his obsessive, destructive relationship with Batman that it transcends mere gore and delves into the truly unsettling. This wasn't just about making him violent, it was about letting his most sadistic, unhinged tendencies blossom in a way that simply isn't feasible within the confines of a mainstream DC title. The hyper-violent world of Mortal Kombat provided the perfect canvas for the Joker's unique brand of madness. Here, his jokes could have real lasting consequences. His pranks could be truly deadly. There were no editorial guidelines dictating how much blood could be shown or how graphically a character could be dismembered. The game allowed him to be the fully unleashed agent of chaos he always longed to be, free from the constraints of heroes and censors. It stripped away any semblance of a sympathetic anti-hero or a misunderstood villain, presenting him as a pure, distilled force of malevolent will. This was the Joker, unvarnished, unapologetic, and undeniably terrifying. His inclusion was not just a fan-favorite addition, it was a revelation. It showed us what the Joker truly looks like when his darkest impulses are allowed to manifest without compromise. It was a character design decision that understood the core appeal of the villain and amplified it to its logical, brutal extreme. It demonstrated that sometimes the true essence of a character can only be fully realized when they are placed in an environment that has no fear of reflecting their darkest corners. So, the next time you reflect on character interpretations across different mediums, consider Mortal Kombat 11's Joker. He stands as a powerful example of how a familiar character, when given the freedom to be truly themselves, can redefine what we thought was possible. What are your thoughts on this unfiltered portrayal? Did it change your perspective on the Clown Prince of Crime? Share your insights in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this reflection, do consider subscribing for more journeys into the fascinating intersections of gaming and storytelling.